no testimony without a test. I'm here 'cause he said I could be. He has wrapped his arms around me. My life is a testament. I must tell someone about it. My life is a testament. I can't keep quiet just like Jesus. I was risen from the dead, I'm his child, just as he said. His love is greater than life's expectations. The shield of his grace is my protection. I got a testimony, yes I do. For his favor has kept me through. He can do the same for you. Try him and watch what he do. I testify he is more than enough. You will make it through even when it's rough. Give him all the thanks and praise. Be blessed for the rest of your days. There's no testimony without a test. He has wrapped his arms around me. My life is a testament. I must tell someone about it. My life is a testament. Oh, mama slammed the door, said you ain't my problem no more. Backpack flat and empty to the core. 15 and the cold hit harder than truth. No bed, no love, just worn out shoes. They say kids should dream, not fight to survive. But I learned to hustle just to stay alive. 16 with a lease I forged in a shaky hand. Fake name, fake age, just to try and stand. $200 bought my first car in a world that don't care if you sink too far. But I rise, every tear made me tough. Pain wrote my story, and I ain't giving up. Neighbor side-eyed, landlord didn't ask. Just took the cash, I was behind a mask. Microwave meal, sleeping on the floor. But it was mine, and I needed nothing more. They say broken girls never find the light. But I was fine, even in the darkest night. 16 with a lease I forged in a shaky hand. Fake name, fake age, just to try and stand. $200 bought my first car in a world that don't care if you sink too far. But I rise, every tear made me tough. Pain wrote my story, and I ain't giving up. Now I walk with my head held high. Every scar's a badge, every breath defies. They tried to break me, but I broke the mold. Made a home from hurt, turned lead into gold. Final 16 with a lease, but I made it real.
On tonight's segment of Open Uses Redemption, Surviving Homelessness at 16. Let's discuss it.
Hello, welcome. Welcome to Opinionated News. I'm open. Come in. We're always open. Sunday through Friday from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. You'll find me here at Standard Eastern Time. I want to thank those that have stopped in today. Thank you, Vibes Queen. I know you're always here. Thank you, Platinum, for stopping in to hear my testimony. Thank you. Yes, I wrote that song the other day, Through My Pain. Y'all know I'm here because God told me I had to be here to tell my story. I don't care if I have to tell my story over and over and over again, but this is the beginning of where my story actually begins. Even though it began when I was born, when I turned 15 is where my story truly began, which has molded me into the woman that I am today. So I appreciate everyone that is going to come in, tune in, stop by, come in and leave out. I ask that if you do come in, leave out, stay, could you please hit the like button for me, as I am trying to get back in the algorithm. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. And I'm not going to be here long tonight. I just want to be able to tell my story, and I'm getting out of here. I'm not dropping any links tonight. So this is not a discussion for people to come up. This is just a testimony for me to tell you all what I have been through. And I'm truly thankful for each and every one of you who do tap in with me. I am greatly appreciative. So for those that don't know, I am 41. I am a single mother, and I live here in Detroit, Michigan. But I'm going to take you back to when I was in Georgia at the age, I'm going to actually take you back to the age of 13, which would be in 1996. And I'll lead you into me being homeless and how I survived. So, and my mom and dad broke up probably in 91. And so it became a co-parenting relationship for my mom and my father. And I had older siblings, so they really didn't need to be co-parenting anymore. So I was the only child that they were co-parenting. My father lived in a different city than my mom, maybe an hour and a half away. But when I look back, the trauma from my parents' divorce, from the lifestyle, from going from modesty to poverty, obviously affected me long term. So me going from being in a modest household with a mom, a father, siblings, going to a single mom with siblings, it changed the trajectory of my life. So around 1996, well, 95, by 1995, all of my siblings are now no longer in the home. It's just myself, my little brother, he's 10 years younger than I, and my nephew, who is also 10 years younger than I. We're just all there living with my mom. Life is hard for her. I'm not sure. I'm going to say I became a problem child in a way. I was always smart, so I would go to school. I would make all A's, but I would perform badly in school and behavior. School was my place to let off energy and to have the voice that I couldn't have at home. So I would go to school, act out, and everything. So from there, of course, in a co-parenting relationship, hey, come get your child. So my mom would send me to go stay with my dad. My dad would send me back to stay with my mom. So by the time 1998 comes, now I'm turning 15 that year. I'm 14 in the beginning, but I'm turning 15 that year. And I just came back from my last stint of staying with my dad in 97. And now my mom's trying to figure out what to do with me. I'm still making all A's, still going to school daily, but I'm just acting out. I'm getting in fights at school. I'm then started smoking weed. She done found that out. A bunch of things just going on. So we're bumping heads. Of course, I'm a kid. I should stay in my place, but being that I felt like I had been silenced, I had watched so much already, and I'm 15, I felt like I was big and grown and old enough to voice my opinions. The opinions never went well, so I began to start running away. I want to say around the 14ish time, going into 15, I began running away. And when I would run away, I would go to one of my siblings' homes. Like I said, they're 5, 7, and 9 years older than me. I also have 2 first cousins that are just like sisters that are 2 and 3 years older than me. So I would run away to their homes, but my mama find me and make me come back home, but I would get the same treatment once I got back home. So by 99 comes, I'm 15 going into turning 16 that September. Well, end of my ninth grade year, I'm going to be starting 10th grade that year. And basically my mom just washed her hands with me. Like, you want to be grown, you want to be out there, go ahead. So that's exactly what I did. I freed myself. In the midst of me freeing myself, I had a boyfriend. I want to say, like I said, I was 15. He was probably 19. I stayed in a college town, so it was a college in the town that I lived in. So he had an apartment on campus. I would stay with him from time to time. I would stay with my sister, number 3, from time to time. I would stay with my cousin, number 2. Remember, I had a cousin that's 3 and 2 years older than me, and I would stay with her from time to time. Well, eventually, I sort of kind of moved in with sister number 3. And me living with sister number 3, she has 2 kids. She has a 2-bedroom apartment. I was a help to her in a way because I could help keep her kids when she worked. I could be of help and of service. And I would do just that. And I would still go to school. Well, eventually, instead of her just being my sister, it's like she became a friend and I could, do what she did in my mind. So she's drinking, I'm drinking. She smoke a blunt, I'm smoking a blunt. She got a boyfriend coming over, I got a boyfriend coming over. And then my sister, being who she is and wanting better for me, she's 5 years older than me, than she had already experienced. She's 21 probably at this time. My sister told me, hey, because I'm starting not to go to school as often because my little boyfriend would come over. He worked the night shift, so when he got off at 11, he's staying over with me. Now I don't want to get up in the morning because he don't got to go to work at 3, so I might just skip school today. Well, my sister was like, you know what? If you want to be grown and lay up with a dude, you're not going to do that here. You need to get out. Okay, I'm going to go. And never held any grudge. One thing about me, I take full accountability since I was younger. I did it. I fucked up. Okay. So it was no love lost between me and my sister. She kicked me out. She had every right to kick my little grown ass out. I'm smoking, drinking, having sex, doing everything that I'm not supposed to be doing. And she wanted better for me. Well, I left. Sort of back staying with a little boyfriend, back a little homeless a little bit. And then cousin number 2, hey, you can come over here and stay with me. Sure, cousin. She's married. She's only, if I'm 15ish going on 16, she's just freshly 18. She's just married to her baby's father. They have 2 babies. So now I go live with them. I'm staying over there and not doing what I'm supposed to do. I'll go to school though, because my boyfriend couldn't really come over there like that. But after school, I'll come home, go to work. I had a job. I'll go to work, but I would leave work and then I'll go party. Remember, I stayed in a college town. So I'm going to party, going to get drunk. Well, this particular cousin and her husband, they were into the church. They were into God. So they like, hey, you can't keep coming in our house late at night, drunk, not giving a fuck. My cousin put me out. Once again, I take accountability. Like, okay, I got kicked out of 2 places in less than a couple of months. Something ain't right. Something ain't going on. I got to figure something out. So now I officially, I called my boyfriend. He's like, hey, come over here. You can come stay because I skipped something. The first boyfriend, we're no longer together. Somehow, I don't know how I left that part out. But me and boyfriend, the first guy that I was 15, we broke up. So now I'm pushing 16 and I'm with my new guy. I'm 16. He's 22. He's going to turn 23 eventually. Well, he doesn't have his own. He has his own car. He has a good job, everything, but he's staying with his mom. He's staying between his sister and his mom. So when he found out that I was homeless, basically, I ain't got nowhere else to go, he decided, hey, I'm going to stay at my mom's instead of going to my sister because his sister had a family as well. His mom just had a boyfriend. So we go stay over his mom's house. Maybe a week later, mom moves out. Mom and boyfriend move out. So it's just me and him. Me, him, and he got 2 roommates. Well, a boy roommate and his girlfriend. So it's like 2 couples living in a 2-bedroom raggedy house apartment, y'all. If I could show y'all the pictures, I would. Condemned, horrible. But to me, it's a home. I have nowhere else to go. I'm going to ride out with this. So now, out of nowhere, I'm probably there a good 2-3 months. He comes home out of nowhere. I'm moving next week. He's literally moving next week to out of town. It's only like 15, 20 minutes away, but I can't go there. I can't go that far. I have to go to school. I got things to do. I work. So this is how I got my car. Somehow, not sure, it was a family member said, "Hey, I know somebody selling a car for $200." So I'm like, good, $200. I got $200. So that's what I did. I went and brought a 1998 Dodge Dynasty for $200. An elderly lady, didn't have many miles on it, not sure how many, but didn't have many miles. So I purchased the car, but it needed a computer or something. Luckily, the guy that I was talking to, or my boyfriend at the time, he was a mechanic. So he went and found the piece or whatever, and from the junkyard, he fixed the car. So now my car is running. But I need tags, I need insurance, I need all this good stuff in order so I can drive this car. So me being smart as I always am, I'm like, hey, I got to get a tag for this car. What am I going to do? So cousin number 2 happens to work at a tax insurance office. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to go up there and see what I can do. I get up there to my cousin and I'm telling her my situation. I was like, just need to see what an insurance card looks like. I don't know. I need to know what an insurance card looks like. I've never seen one before. So she showed me an insurance card, and my little overly smart grown behind, I wrote down the numbers on the card that I seen that she showed me. I think it was probably 10 numbers. I'm not sure what it was. But I took that and I went to the public library and I typed up me an insurance card. Literally, this is back in 1999, maybe early 2000, probably just turning 2000. So end of 99, early 2000. I type up my little insurance card. So they're not running this stuff when you go to these offices. And this is in rural Georgia. So of course they're not running your stuff. So I type up my insurance card, put my mom's name on it because this is my plan. I'm going to take this insurance card. I'm going to forge my mom's title on the bottom of this name on the bottom of this title, and I'm going to get me a tag. And that's exactly what I did, you all. I took that typed up insurance card, that forged tag, and I went into the tag office. I was like, hey, my mom's sick and she sent me here to get her tag. And y'all, they gave me the tag. So I was rolling. Now I got wheels. I'm like, but I ain't going to have nowhere to stay. What am I going to do? I have money. I'm working. I'm a waitress. So I can go to work and make $200 a day, or I can make $50, depending on my attitude. So, of course, I'm going to work still in my little car. He's still home. Thank you so much for still being here. I appreciate you, Vibes Queen. I do thank you so very much. So, he's still at the place where we're going to stay because he's not moving to next week. So I knew my sister number 2, the apartment that you see on the back of this background, she lived in those apartments. And those apartments was called the Lodge in the area that we lived in. It's not really an apartment. It's an efficiency. All right. Thank you, Gemini, for joining. I'm just here telling my story. I appreciate you for tapping in with me today. So it's really not an apartment. It's an efficiency apartment, something like a hotel. You got a bed, you got your kitchenette, which is a 2-top burner, small mini fridge in your bathroom, and a desk where the TV belongs. And so I was like, well, my sister stay there. I know it's only $100 a week to stay there. I can stay there. But I'm 16. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? How am I going to get? So me being smart once again, I went back to that library. And remember, I was born in 1983. So I took my little grown butt down to the library. And this is back then where we still had the square computers and the big things in the back, old school. So I just type up 1981. I just need to be 18. I just got to type up 1981 in every font size that I can get it in until I can find out. And I just typed everything and I printed out the sheet. And I matched out which one looks like the closest thing on my birth certificate. So I cut it out and I get me some invisible tape, y'all, and I tape it down. And I make copy after copy after copy till I get a clear copy. Because when I did leave home, my mom gave me my birth certificate, my social security card, everything rightfully for me. So I took that original and I forged it. I didn't change my name. I know if you listen to my song, I did put something about fake name, but that's just the way it would metalize in my music. But I didn't change my name. Everything was the same. I just changed my 83 to an 81. So now I'm 18. So I take that that birth certificate along with my student ID, just my high school student ID. I didn't even, I don't know where my real ID was. I took my student ID. And I believe I didn't take my real ID because I had a real ID, I had a job, was because of my 1983. So I was like, hey, I can use my student ID and this birth certificate, and I got money. So I'm going to lay the money out, and I'm going to talk to this man, and I'm going to get this place. And that's exactly what happened, you all. I went into there, and I'm going to call his name out, Mr. Luckett. I thank you so much. Mr. Luckett, you saved my life. So I go into the office, and it's Mr. Luckett, and he's there. And I'm like, hey, I'm, 18. I'm pregnant, which was a lie. I had already miscarried a baby. I believe I told y'all this testimony before, but I was no longer pregnant. I'm like, hey, my mom kicked me out. I'm pregnant. I don't know where to go. I'm 18. And he looked me in my face. He was like, I normally only rent to 21 and older because of the drama and all of that. But he was like, it's something about you. I'm going to give you a chance. And because that man told me that and he gave me a chance, I stayed there for a year and a half until I really turned 18. Now, it was only $100 a week. But this is how dumb I was, even though I was smart. So, in order to have a television, you had to pay an extra $32 a week for the TV. So, I'm like, cool. So, I got the TV. So, I was paying $132 every week. Oh, that's great. That's nothing. I'm paying it because I'm a waitress. I'll make that in one day. And I did. But when I look back, I could have went to the pawn shop and brought a $50 TV or a $75 TV, and I could have saved that $32 a week for a year and a half that I was giving the landlord. But in the time and in the moment, I'm 16. So to me, that was a blessing. I got me a car. It's not that same car, but it's the same car. Like it was ragged and everything like that, y'all. I don't know how I found that picture on the internet. And I got me an apartment and I'm living my best life. So I escaped homelessness by determination, by lying, by being basically a criminal. All of the things that I did could have landed me in jail, but I did it because I had no choice. So I have been living in survival mode. I have been living in survival mode basically since that time. I had to scratch. I don't know who's laughing at my claws, but I had to scratch, scrape up, and do what I could to make sure that I could be safe. I could have a shelter. I didn't have to worry about getting put out from another sister, another cousin, another boyfriend saying, hey, I got to leave. I'm going somewhere. I had to secure myself. And I am so glad when I look back that I was able and smart enough to make those decisions because anything could have happened to me had I had to. Like I slept outside a few nights along those homeless things, but I had to live outside long term. Anything could have happened to me. I've been covered and blessed by God. I was not molested, raped, no, oh, I'm sorry, the R worded or any of those things. I was covered. No one ever took advantage of me. If anything, I took advantage of other people. And I'm able to own up and look back today. But when I look at my 15-year-old daughter and I look in her eyes, I I empathize and I don't see how I was able to be out on those streets. Now, granted, it was a different time. Of course, that was 25, 27 years ago, however long. Um, Different time, but I'm not sure how I was able to survive at 15 years old. No parental guidance, no, nobody to tell me no. So I made my own choices. Like I stopped really going to school the way I was supposed to, but I would go. I made it in my 12th grade homeroom, all that. Like I would go, but I wasn't going the way I would used to go. That A student turned into a C student, maybe a B here and there. If I get an A, that would nothing but God because I don't know how, because I didn't do this and I didn't do that. But when I look at my daughter at 15 and a half, she'll be 16 later in this year. There's no way she's capable to even do any of the things that I've done. And not saying, thank you for Zanae for joining. I appreciate you for tapping in tonight. Now, there's no way, not saying that my daughter isn't smart. I have not instilled life in her. I have definitely instilled life in her. So if I am not here today, my daughter is probably strong enough to maintain a home, but she shouldn't have to. Not sure if you listened to my song or my story in the beginning, if you were not here, but it says like, as kids, we should dream. We shouldn't have to try to figure out and struggle for life and where our next meal is coming from. Where we're going to take our next shower. Am I going to have a ride to get to the doctor? Like anything. anything. You should not have to go through that as a baby. You should be parents are here to nurture you. They're here to provide the best for you. And not knocking my mother, because like I said, it was basically a mutual agreement. My mom was like, hey, she'd have been through it with 3 kids prior to me. At this point, you 15, you're running your mouth, you think you grown, you think you can do it on your own. Bye, sister. And I was that kid. I'm good. I ain't never going back. Now, let me tell you about this. When I was homeless, sister number two, after she kicked me out, sister number two ended up moving away from her apartment, and she was waiting on her next home to get ready. So she went back to stay with my mom for a couple of months. Well, during that time, she happened to see me at a store. And she was like, sis, I know you ain't got nowhere to stay, so I'm staying back at mama's. If you need somewhere to stay tonight, you can come over there. My mom worked graveyard shift. My mom used to work the 11 at night to 7 in the morning. So I'm like, cool. She's like, yeah, you just got to be out before mama get home in the morning. I'm like, that's okay. I got school in the morning. I definitely can do that. So when I get to my mom's home that night, I don't see my mom's car. I see my sister's car parked in the driveway. And I'm probably 15 and a half. I don't think I'm freshly 16 yet. Probably close. It's summer. No, if I got school, but school did start in August. So I probably hadn't had my 16th birthday yet, but it's coming. But I remember I get to my mom's home that night. I see my sister's little blue car in the yard. And it's almost 11:30, 12 o'clock. And I tap on the door, expecting my sister to open the door. Instead, somehow my mom opened that door. Now, I'm going to pause it right there and tell y'all about my mom. My mom has always had this intuition about herself. She can feel, hi, Drea, thank you for joining. Thank you. My mom always has this intuition about herself where she has these feelings. So I'm assuming when I look back today that my mom had this feeling that something wasn't going to be right at her home. So either she did not go to work and called off, or she went to work and came back. Not sure. But when I knocked on that door at 15 and a half, 16 years old, and my mom opened that door, I looked at her. I said, hey, mom, where's sister number 3? Of course, I said her name. But, hey, mom, where's sister number 3? My mom looked me dead in my eyes. As I see my sister's car sitting there in the driveway, she's not here. And she slammed the door in my face. Because I was shocked that my mom even opened the door. I was expecting my sister. So now it's 11:30, 12 at night. I'm standing there and I'm in tears because I'm like, my mom knew that she was not supposed to be there. So you knew as a mother that my sister was trying to sneak me in there to stay the night to be safe. But you slammed the door in my face. And in that moment, I made a choice. I would never knock on that lady's door ever again for everything in life. And I didn't. I have never been back home from the day I left home at the tender age of 15, somewhere in 1999. I have never yet stepped back to live and stay at my mom's house. It took me a long time to even go and stay a night at my mom's house. Like when I finally did move out of town, when I was 18, I moved up to Atlanta, Georgia, or whatever. And when I would go home to visit, my mom was like, hey, you can come stay over here. I'll sleep in my car. I'll stay at my sister's house, this other sister's house, my cousin's house. I could not stay at my mom's home for anything in me. And when I look back, it's the trauma. Because there's no way, if I wasn't sane and I put my child out and my child came back and knocked on my door in the middle of the night, I'm not going to leave my baby out there. And, granted, it wasn't cold. It's summerish weather. But after my mom slept in that door, I had to walk. I had a friend. She literally stayed across the street from the high school that I went. But it was about 4 miles. And I literally had to walk about 4 miles. It took me about an hour and a half across town just to have somewhere to sleep. And I get to my friend's house at 1 something in the morning. She opens the door for me, but that was not her responsibility. And so I look at you today as a survivor of homelessness, as a survivor of unwantedness, as a survivor of just poverty, of parents parenting through their inner child, parents parenting through their own personal trauma. I stand here today as a survivor. I've never been a victim. I've never had victim mentality. I never will have victim mentality. I may fall short sometimes. I may find myself in different situations, but one thing I always do is I find the strength to get up and keep going. I find the strength to not try to live through those childhood traumas that I have encountered. And, as I always continue to tell you all, I'm a hood girl. I grew up in poverty. The streets basically raised me, besides me raising myself. But I try not to carry that burden and that weight of the traumas that I lived throughout my adulthood. I have been guilty. But once I womaned up and I released that trauma, I continue to tell y'all around 33, 34, I was able to finally forgive my mom. I was able to finally, put some bad things to rest. And it took a good 15 years for me to do that, 15 plus years, 15 to 18 years for me to be able to release that burden and to know that I was good enough, that I deserved everything that I'm going to continue to get in life. And I'm thankful when I look back, even though it may not have been correct on how I ended up homeless at 15 and a half years old, I am thankful that I did. It provided me so much strength that I did not know I had. It provided me so much wisdom and knowledge that I didn't know I was going to need today. It provided me a sense of, for me being a mother myself, to know that my love is strong enough for my daughter to never have to, for her to have to be in that situation. It opened my eyes to a lot. It showed me that people are evil. It showed me that you can't do what you want to do in other people's homes and think you can stay there. It just showed me so much, you all. And I know I've just been rambling for these last 25, 30 minutes, but I just wanted to get all of that off my chest to let you all know that even if you're going through something, through determination, prayer, because I continue to tell you all, I use my tool all the time. Between prayer, determination, strength, you can overcome anything. You don't have to be your situation. You don't have to be what your childhood was. You don't have to be what your parents said you was. You don't have to be anything but who you are. And I'm going to now read a few of I ain't got many comments, but I'm going to read those and see what's going on. We can get into a little bit of discussion about this. I know Platinum said earlier, not this day and age. Grown-ups can't even adapt in these days. Exactly. Like, I still struggle, even though I'm not in trauma anymore. Because everything went up. Gas, $50 a gallon. Eggs cost $22. Everything. Like, I still struggle. I'm a single mom of poverty. I don't have this, that, and the first, but I don't get out here and beg and panhandle. I get out, I work, I get it out the mud every day. I make sure me and my baby keep our lights on, rent paid, car, gas, whatever we need. I make that happen for us, with or without a man, with or with, I do that, and I'm proud. Even though every child deserves both parents, even though every child deserves all of these great things, if I can't provide my baby anything else, I'm going to definitely provide her love, the attention she needs, the shelter, of course, all the basic things, the basic life things. But I'm going to make sure she's strong enough in herself to know that she has a mother that's not going to forsake her, even if she's right or wrong, that she will always have a home to come to, that she would never have to worry about going through what I had to go through. Now, I see all y'all was speaking to each other. Thank you, Platinum. Platinum said, I'm glad you made it and survived those harsh streets. I know how it feels. Yes, ma'am. And like, you never know until you lived it. And like, that's why I continue to tell y'all, that's why I'm even here on YouTube today, based on me finding Marcus' channel, which resonated with my soul so much, which led me to finding the sector stuff and realizing that, hey, I can have a sector, a channel too, and I can tell my story too. And in the beginning, I didn't start out telling that. I'm here because 2 weeks ago, I heard God and he told me, I have given you the tools. Now use them and tell your story. And this is the tools he's given me. He's given me this laptop where I can plug it up and be able to go live. He's given us this resource of the internet where the power of the world can hear any and everything. You just have to tap into it. And I'm thankful to be here, y'all. Thankful to be here. I am not ashamed of anything I've ever been through. Nothing. I'm not here to bash my mom. I'm here to tell my story. And I'm going to continue to tell you all, your story is your story. You can tell your story if you want to tell your story. Nobody else has the right to tell your story. It is yours. Even if your story differs from theirs and you was in the same place, same time, it's your story. You can tell your story as many times as you want to tell your story. You do not have to tell your story once, because this is not the first time I'm going to tell this. It's not the first time I've told it. I made a video about this in 2 separate videos before I started doing my real channel stuff. So it's a video out there. I might have it locked, but I'm a small channel now. So in a year and my channel grows, I may have to come out and tell this story again, because God may say, hey, it's a little girl in that's your chat that needs this testimony again. So if I got to continue to tell my story over and over and over again to reach somebody, to help somebody, that's what I'm going to do. Now, I'm going to read this comment. Platinum says, the streets don't love you. They just take away from the people that do. But when you don't have people that love you, you got to go in survival mode. That's where common sense comes in, and not being smart. Exactly. And I'm glad I was able to tap into survival mode. But I've always been that little fighter, as you know, not physically just fighting, but like when I told you I got hit by that car, I died a few times on the scene, in the ambulance, all this stuff. But I fought to be here. And I fought to be here so I can tell y'all this story today. I didn't know at 8 years old that I was going to become homeless at 15. I didn't know I was going to become a mother at 26, still struggling with childhood trauma. I didn't know any of this stuff. God knew, and that's why he wrote it in the cards for me to be able to sit here today to tell y'all this story. Vibes Queen said, if you're talking to me and I don't answer, it's because I'm listening and not looking, rushing to get my kids in bed. We have mandatory state testing in the morning. Vibes Queen, you be the best mother you can be. You do whatever it is you got to do for you and your family to make sure that they have what they need from their mother, from their wife. Take care of you. This story going to be here. It ain't going nowhere. Come back in when you can. I ain't worried. Hey, Mels, thank you for tapping in. Thank you. I'm just in here telling my story. You sort of missed my story, but if you can catch the early part of the replay. It was only like 30 minutes of me telling what I went through. I'm not going to be here long. Y'all just wanted to tell y'all what was going down. Andrea's apologizing. Yeah, I was in your live for a quick second, Mels. I was going to get that cabbage, girl. I need you to ship me a cabbage, a bunch of them. Cabbage is my favorite, like my favorite vegetable. And my cabbage came out good tonight, y'all. I don't like mine too soft, more like a little al dente with a little crunch to it. But my cabbage was on fire tonight. But I thank y'all for tapping in with me. I appreciate it. Anybody have any questions for me about that situation or anything? You can drop a question. Like I said, I'm not dropping my link tonight, but I am, here to answer any questions anyone may have. But while I do have a few more people in here, if you all would take a moment and just listen to my story through my song that I wrote, it'll be greatly appreciated. It's only a 4 minute song. So if you all can please just stay tapped in with me and listen to this song. It resonates with everything that I just told you all about my story. It will be greatly appreciated. One moment, let me get it clicked.
Oh, mama slammed the door, said you ain't my problem no more. Backpack flat and empty to the core. 15 and the cold hit harder than truth. No bed, no love, just worn out shoes. They say kids should dream, not fight to survive. But I learned to hustle just to stay alive. 16 with a lease I forged in a shaky hand. Fake name, fake age, just to try and stand. $200 bought my first car in a world that don't care if you sink too far. But I rise, every tear made me tough. Pain wrote my story, and I ain't giving up. Neighbor side-eyed, landlord didn't ask. Just took the cash, I was behind a mask. Microwave meal, sleeping on the floor. They tried to break me, but I broke the mold. Made a home from hurt, turned lead into gold. Final 16 release, but I made it real. Grew up too fast, but I still feel that scared little girl with a fist in the rain, who turned every loss into burning flame. And I rise, still rising. Pain rope.
I thank you all. It was just the last little pain wrote my story. I thank y'all for stopping. I'm just listening to my song that I wrote. It really resonated with me. Took the time. Thank y'all for my little things. Hey, Bobby. I thank you for stopping in. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Like I said, I wasn't planning on being here long tonight. I just wanted to get that story off my chest. Thank you, Platinum. Thank you. Girl, it took me probably 100 credits to get that beat. I would type, I wrote the song, y'all. I would put it in the app. I'll type, give me strong vocals of, I want a black female, strong vocals like Fantasia, da da da. Girl, I end up with Britney Spears. Even if my men song, y'all, I'll be getting Elton John's and stuff. But so it took me a lot of credits to get that song. So I'm proud of it that at least the flow came out the way I intended for it to come out. I thank y'all so much. I hate that, but I don't have a problem too much anymore. I don't know. I'm having issues, but it's better than, I appreciate you, Platinum, because that app is 1,000 times better than the app that I was using. I'm spending way less money than I was spending on my other app. And so I appreciate it because I'm going to have to continue to use it to tell my stories. Because y'all know I used to tell my stories and all of my testimonies through videos, and I haven't really been making videos anymore. But I am. I'm going to start clipping my lives down to videos or shorts so I can get in the algorithm, because I noticed I haven't gained any new subscribers, you all, this whole week, which my first week I gained about 5 or 7. I think it was 7. And I'm appreciative to all my new subscribers. That's my same day ones. All y'all that are in here today are my day ones, and I definitely appreciate you all. But for those that have never been here before, come in. We're always open. I'm Miss Open. You're here at Opinionated News. We're here Sunday through Friday, anywhere between 7 to 10 p.m. Standard Eastern Time. You'll find me here with different segments. On Sunday, we have Open Users Redemption. On Monday, we have Open Knows Cryptos and Stocks. On Tuesday, we have Open Understands Tuesday. On Wednesday, we have 2 different segments. One week, you may have the Open Discussion Detroit, or you may have Open's Wednesday's News. On Thursday, this is the discussion that everybody's been coming for. I've been getting most of my traffic from the love segment, Open's Love Discussion on Thursdays. And Friday is Phone In Friday, Open's Freestyle Friday, where now we have a phone number where you can call into if you don't want to comment in the chat because you want to remain where nobody don't know who you are, because I can't say that, not that word. You can always call in. So I'm going to continue to express that. I'm going to start making sure I do have my phone number up under my banners from here on out, because not only for you to call in while I am on live, it's also for you to call with any questions or concerns. And you also can email me at opinionatednews@gmail.com. I just wanted to get my free promotion out, y'all. I apologize. I'm trying to promote myself while I am up out here in these streets. But once again, I thank y'all for listening to my testimony. I am a survivor. I'm going to continue to survive. I'm not here for empathy. I don't want anybody to feel sad for me or none of that. I made it. I'm still, striving to make it more. I want to be bigger and better than what I am. No one's perfect. So I'm not here to knock my mom. I'm here to tell my story. I'm not here to knock my dad. I'm here to tell my story. I'm not here for anything other than telling my story. I'm going to continue to tell my stories. There will be more stories that will follow that happened to me after this. Like, I have survived so much, from being hit by a car, from losing 2 kids before I was 17 years old, to being homeless in these streets, to parenting as a single mama. And when I tell y'all that story next Sunday, that's going to be my story. Now, tap in on Tuesday. Tuesday, I'm going to talk about single moms. And then on Sunday, I'm going to tell my real testimony about how I became a single mom, how I have dealt with being a single mom, and how I'm going to continue to be the best single mom that I can be for my daughter, even though all kids deserve both parents to be active, present, and loving on them. But yes, ma'am, thank you, Vibes. Hashtag survivor. I'm going to continue to survive. It's hard sometimes, though, y'all. Like, I find myself falling back in trauma from time to time. Certain things still trigger me. But one thing I am is I'm aware. And I'm aware when those traumas and things come, I step back, I redirect myself, I find my way out so I don't get stuck. I don't get in depression. Because those 3 months where I was absent, y'all, I was falling into depression. Like life was tearing me up left and right. Everything I would do right, something would say, no, that's wrong. And I'm getting knocked down. So I fight again. And for 3 months, y'all, I was fighting, scratching, and surviving for my life again. I wasn't homeless, though, you know, but I was having some major, major life problems going on. And I could have gave up. I could have cried. I cried one time, y'all. One thing about me, when I'm going, I will cry for others more than I cry for myself. And I'm not sure if that's healthy. Like I'll watch one of Marcus' interviews and I'm sitting there crying like, oh, that's so sad that happened to them. But then something that happened to me and I can't cry. And it's so weird. Like I continue to tell y'all about how my dad passed. I haven't cried yet, but I cried for Marcus's dad and I never knew him. So things like that, and I believe that's part of my trauma blockage. Even though, like I continue to tell you, I'm healed, I'm aware, I know who I am, I know where I want to go. It's still something stuck in me that has that blockage, which is probably why I'm still single. You know, probably why I am a single mom. It's a bunch of things that's probably a collective on why I am who I am. But one thing I'll never be is closed. I'm always going to be open, honest. I want to be better. I want to be able to help someone. I'm a giver and I'm a lover and I'm a helper. My love language is acts of service. So this is love for me. I feel like I'm giving you all a service by telling my story. Someone can take this story and say, hey, I can do it too. Now, by this story, I'm not telling you to go forge no birth certificate. I'm not telling you to go type up no insurance card. This is not the day, age, or time to be doing any type of forgery. I was a gangster baby, and I was a survivor, and I ain't had no choice. And I was also in a small town that would let little bullshit slide. Do not think today, anyone homeless, anyone going through, that you can forge anything to get anything you want. Do it the right way. I didn't know any better, but I had no choice. But I'm glad that I was smart enough to come up with that solution. I watch Marcus have these babies out there every day. They don't have the problem solving skills to fix their problems. Like I'm going to tap into the little new guy that's beat up Chris, Bilal. Like he's aware of certain things about himself, but he don't have the problem solving skills to get him out of that situation. So now he's just going to get stuck deeper and deeper into addiction and other things if he doesn't get saved today. If he doesn't find a way out today, it's just going to dig him deeper and deeper and deeper. And I know firsthand because I could have gotten stuck there. I could have been like, hey, my sister put me out. I'm mad. And, now cause some ruckus where, because that same sister that put me out never forsaken me. I'm going to tell y'all a quick story about how I know that same sister loves me. Because during the same time, when the boyfriend said he was moving to that apartment, new place out of town, and I said I couldn't go there, and I got my car, well, I would go there when I didn't feel like skipping school. And when I felt like skipping school, I would drive that 15, 20 minutes. Well, my sister happened to talk to she was married, going with his first cousin at that time. She would come out there. So this one particular Monday, my sister was always off on Sunday and Mondays, but I'll never forget. I'm in his house, laid up on a Monday morning, minding my business, and we hear a knock at the door. He opens the door, and when I say my sister came in there charging at me, drug me, what the fuck you doing in here? You supposed to be at school. She wanted better for me. She yoked my little behind up. I ain't go to school, but I was scared. I wasn't about to fight her back. I was crying. I'm like, I'm going to go to school. I'm going to go to school. I took my ass to school the next day. But I know all of that. I could have been angry that my sister came and yoked me up and did all this stuff to me. No, I understood. I was aware. She wants more for me. I got to go out here and I got to go to school. I got to do what's right. Like, at least she loved me enough to say, hey, you're not going to lay in my house and do these things that you shouldn't even be doing at this tender age of 15 and 16 years old. You're not, like she loved me enough to cover me. And I love her enough to then and now to say, sis, I thank you. I appreciate each and everything you have done for me. You know what you have done for me. I thank you. Sorry, I'm not interacting too much, braiding my daughter's hair. Dre, it's okay. This is Sunday. It's the definitely day hair day. Luckily, my daughter hair got braided last week, so we ain't got to do nothing this week. Do what y'all do. Y'all don't have to interact. I just want to be here to tell my story, get this off my chest, and do what I got to do. You haven't been able to watch Bilal. His energy looks too dark for me right now. I've been watching, and he has I'm not gonna say. I don't want to say dark. I don't like saying dark. He is a different type of character, type of individual. I can see that he can get changed. He can, something can happen for him. He's 19, so he's moldable. He's still fresh, where he can make a trajectory and change his life around. He doesn't have to be stuck. He doesn't have to be a drug addict. He just doesn't have the problem solving skills to get out of his situation. And he has also mental health issues. Now, I have mental health issues, but I've never let my mental health issues stop me. And I'm not saying I'm crazy. ADHD, hyperactiveness, things like that. And I've suffered from depression. I've never went and got the pills for it. Close as I done in some marijuana. I self-medicate, which may not be healthy, but that's my way. I don't want to get on pills, and I don't want to get trapped in the societal mind of how to change mental health. I believe mental health can be fixed through proper therapy, communication, finding out what the problem was, redirecting and fixing the problem, and now getting over it. Because a lot of our mental health issues all stem from childhood, most likely. Most people with mental health issues comes from childhood. Vise, I'm like you, do hair every Sunday. I can't do my baby hair every Sunday no more. She's 15 now. But back in the day, y'all, I remember my baby got like, it ain't even 5C hair or 4C hair, whatever hair. Like, it's like 7C. She got this coarse, like, it'll get this short. But when y'all blow that stuff out, girl, my baby hair everywhere. I do not miss hair days. Like, now she trying to wear wigs. Girl, you ain't buying no wig in my house. Wig is for old people. Now it says, I agree with you so much, Open. It can be fixed. You can do therapy, whatever you don't have to do to take a pill. Yes, ma'am. I refuse. Now, speaking of pills, my daughter was diagnosed with ADHD when she was 8 years old. I opted out of the medication because, of course, I've told this testimony before. My daughter had open heart surgery at 5. And so, different medications can have different reactions to your heart and everything. So I opted out of the medication. We did therapy for a year. She didn't want to continue the therapy, say the therapist wasn't helping her. But we ate properly. So we did a proper diet. We did all of that. Now at 15, which is 7 years later, my daughter, I no longer see the symptoms of her ADHD. My daughter, maybe a little focus level here and there, but I think she just be ignoring me. I don't even think it's a focus problem, y'all. She in that teenage stage where I'm just ignoring you. But I didn't have to medicate my child. Teachers over the years, oh, your baby got ADHD. And when went and got my baby diagnosed, you all, the psychiatrist, I was sitting in the room. He asked her 4 questions. Yeah, she got ADHD. No, she don't. My baby was hyperactive, you all. She's the only child. So when she went to school and she seen all these other kids, all these personalities, she thought it was time to turn up. She didn't have to learn at school because mama was teaching her at home. My baby knew her ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, how to color, how to count. And she knew her money and stuff. So she wasn't going to school to learn. She was like, hey, it's turn up time. But then when she got into grade, about 3rd, 4th grade, where now she know that she don't know all this stuff, all these timetables and stuff, she redirected her focus. It was just a growing process for my baby. And sometimes, and that's with life, like even as an adult, sometimes it's just a growing process. You got to take one step at a time. So if you're struggling with anything, like if you're homeless today, you can get out of that. You might not get out of homeless today or tomorrow, but you can get out soon. Set a plan. You have to make a plan. The same way I planned, hey, I'm getting out. I was 16. I had a week to get a car, an apartment, find out what I was going to do at 16 years old. Oh, I got money. I don't know what to do, but I'm going to figure it. I set a plan. I planned, hey, I'm going to go buy that $200 car. I planned, hey, I'm going to go type up this insurance card. I planned, hey, I'm going to go to that apartment where my sister lived and see what he can do for me. You have to make a plan. You have to just redirect what's wrong and make it right. It's never too late for anyone. Never. If you ain't finished school and you 40 and you want to go back to school, you can do it. If you want to start a business and you don't know how, you can do it. We on YouTube every day, you all. There's resources out here on the YouTube app. Instead of us getting in drama, doing all these extra things, you can redirect. You can save yourself. You don't have to wait for someone else to save you. Through prayer, determination, hard work, you can overcome anything. And I'm letting y'all know, my life ain't perfect by far. I continue to tell y'all, I still struggle financially, mentally, emotionally, doing my parenting. I still struggle. But one thing I know is I'm not going to lay down and die. I'm not going to lay down and fall. I'm not going to say, oh, this is my story and it stops here. No, I'm going to continue to add to my story. I'm going to enhance myself. I'm going to enhance my story, and I'm going to help somebody while helping myself, while helping my baby, because I'm breaking every chain that has been bound around me. I'm breaking it for my baby, one by one, one by one. We're already, on the stage to hopefully beat teen pregnancy. That's because God saved me from being a teen mom. Because I did get pregnant twice, but God saved me from being a teen mom. I miscarried those babies. He said you weren't ready. It wasn't your time. So he protected that from me. So now, hopefully that curse got broken, that my baby won't be a teen mom. We're 15. Hopefully, to my knowledge, she ain't done nothing. But hopefully we make that and break that. So my next goal for my child and break for this curse, my mom had to drop out of school in 12th grade. I, too, had to drop out of school in 12th grade. So now that my baby is pushing 10th grade this year, I am on her butt, 10th, 11th, 12th. You will not drop out in 12th grade. You will get that degree, that diploma that you can go straight on to college. Like, I have a degree now, but I had to quit school to get it. Had to go get a GED. I had to go to school. After school, I had to do it. I didn't get that until I was almost 40. So for my child, I'm breaking those curses. I'm here today because my child will not be homeless at 16 on the streets trying to figure out where she's going to live. My child will not be having to buy her first car for $200. Her mama going to find $200 to buy that car. Because I wish you could buy a car for $200 today. But okay, let's read what Drea says. I got to say, she's driving me crazy. My daughter said hello, of course, to Platinum, her movie star. She's been wanting me to tell Vibes Queen hello for so long. And she said, hey, my girl, Miss Open, you beautiful. How old your daughter, Drea? That's so sweet. Girl, I had to send my baby out. Like, every time I go live, I don't know if y'all be noticing, I be looking over there from time to time. My baby, she be trying to be nosy and see what we talking about, y'all. But I make sure on them love discussions, I be trying to kick her out for real. Like, I don't mind her hearing this testimony, but tonight she need to go. She ain't do everything she's supposed to do today for school tomorrow. So I had to send her packing. But she's 8. Oh, like, those are my favorite ages, 4 to 8. The babies, they scare me because they can't tell you everything. And then after 8, they start talking too much. But 4 to 8, oh, like, if I had to be a teacher, I would definitely say I want to teach pre-K to 2nd grade. Now, maybe 3rd. After that, I don't want no parts in it. Like, I'm not a kid person. I'm going to be honest. I love babies. They cute and all that. But as far as for me and mine, my one is enough. She can only have 1 to 2 friends at a time that I can handle. I can't do the 5, 7 girls all running around, y'all. My patient, I remember I'm parenting through trauma, y'all. So I can't handle all that stuff. But kids at 8-year-old, they're so precious at that age. Thank you. Yes, tell her she's so beautiful, little precious 8-year-olds. I love 8-year-olds. Like, especially like the 5-year-olds, they tell all their mama's business. They'll just walk up to you. My daddy hit my mama last night and my daddy in jail. What? My grandma said what your grandma gonna do? Like, I just love kids, but I don't need no more. I don't want no more. I'm looking forward to, because after being a single mom for basically 15 for 14 years, I knew I could not be a single mom again. And remember, I haven't found my person. And now at 41, I'm not willing to have any more children. Like I'm still capable, but I'm not willing. And so therefore, my journey here, I'm just gonna wait for grandchildren if I have those. If I don't, I'll be okay too. At the end of the day, I'm just trying to break this mold for my child. So whatever she wants to do with her life, her choices, that she can do those with a clear mind, knowing that she has someone standing behind her 100%, knowing that she don't have to do it alone, knowing that, I just want to be that parent where she can come to. I'm her only parent. She's my only child. So like our bond is really like this. A couple of people know that I do talk to behind the scenes. They know that me and my baby like this. My baby's hilarious too. And y'all, my baby just put her diss track on Spotify. Maybe I think one of my ratchet days, probably Friday, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all hear my baby diss track to her little friends that's hating on her at school or something, girl. It's a mess. But y'all, I do appreciate you all. I remember my baby's telling, yes, that's what kids do at 5. They just is 5 and 7, tell all your business. And guess what? I be here for what you had said. And then I ask another question. Don't come telling me your mama business, little kid. Because I was one of those parents that would go to school and eat lunch with my baby 2 or 3 times out the week. I was at the field days. I was at everything. So it's like the little kids became comfortable with me. Man, they would be running up telling me all types of stuff. Let's see, Drea say, that's why there is such an age gap in my children. My son is 30. Ooh, that's a huge age gap, Drea. Oh, my daughter is 8. I found out I was pregnant with my daughter 1 week after I found out my mother only had, oh my gosh, I'm sorry about your mom. My serious, sincere condolences. Like, I personally know how it is to lose a parent. So my like, regardless on whether I cried or not, y'all, that's just who I am. I'm emotional. I know how it feels to lose a parent. So I do empathize with you. But that's the biggest gap I done heard in a long time. Like my friend got a 19-year age gap. I think my mom got a 19-year age gap, but like 22 years. Woo! You better than me. I ain't doing it again. If a dude get me pregnant at this big age of 41, Miss Open would no longer be on YouTube because Miss Open gonna be in jail. Miss Open gonna lose all her mind, and she going to jail. Because what was you doing? My daughter and my granddaughter are the same age, and see that's how it is for my mom and my sister and my mom. My nephew is 5 months older than my brother, so. And it's like that with every generation. Like my aunt that's no longer here anymore, I'm going to continue to love on her and show y'all her. She's no longer here, but she's actually my aunt, but she's a year and a half younger than my oldest sister. And I believe my mom is probably a year older than her aunt. So in every generation, our families overlap. And which is also probably a reason that takes you back to my story. My mom's parenting and her grandparenting overlapped, and they was at the same time. So during these years, like she had my brother when I was 9, pushing 10, and my sister had my nephew. So now their focus had to go somewhere else. So that left lack of focus for me. On top of now, I had to become the parent to those babies, to be honest. Now once my sister left because she was young when she had my nephew, he had to stay with us. And all my other sisters left. So I was parenting. I was a parent at 13. At 13, I was home cooking meals. I was getting kids off the bus. I couldn't have a regular teenage life, like go to, I love basketball. Like that's my favorite sport. Couldn't sign up for the basketball team because my mom's like, no, you got to come home and get your brother and nephew, and I'm like, hey, that ain't my responsibility. So me watching YouTube and seeing a few of these parents out here who is making their older children do things for the younger ones, which I understand family dynamics and siblings, you help sometimes, but it's a difference in helping and raising. And a lot of these content creators that I do see that vlog and show themselves being parents with those older kids, they make them do things that they shouldn't have to do. Interception there. I know I got to shout my girl like every time. Shout out to Peach because I don't never see you do that. Like she don't make Gregory McKay do nothing. Like he don't have to take care of them babies. She figures it out for him. So shout out to you, Peach, for not making your child go through what you had to go through and parent their siblings. So, but I'm pretty much done tonight, you all. We've been here for 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 34 seconds. I appreciate each and every one of you that took the time to drive in, drive out, pull up, and stay. I thank all of you. Opinionated News Station is small now, but we're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to get people in here. I'm going to continue to have discussions every day, Sunday through Friday. So be sure to be here, tap in. And Saturdays, if you pull up to the news station and you're looking for me, I will not be here. I will be at Vibes Queen TV at the Beach Palace, getting sand thrown in my hair, throwing sand back, laid up, having a drink on the hammock. That's where you can find Miss Open on Saturdays. I will definitely be at Vibes Queen TV, having the time of my life, because last night was a ball. I had a good time, Vibes. Like, that was a good time. I really appreciate you. Now, if you all take a moment, I'm just going to thank you all once again. I'm going to get my outro set and ready to go. You all have a blessed night. Continue. Thank you, Vibes Queen. Continue to love on your family. That means your mom, your dad, your grandparents, your sister, your brother, your children, your husbands, your friends. Love on everybody. Thank you. You have a great night, Open, and enjoy your content as usual. Thank you. I'll be back here tomorrow, you all. Now, tomorrow, I'm trying something different. Tomorrow is my Money Monday. I will be here tomorrow a little earlier, probably about 5 or 6 o'clock. I'm trying to get my Money Mondays in an earlier time of the day. I will probably not have a co-host tomorrow for my Money Monday, because I have not reached out for one. So I'm most likely going to do that myself. But I really enjoyed you all. So be sure, if you have not pushed that notification bell for anything, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Miss Open is always here. I will always try to have my live schedule before the day that they come. So please tap in with me. I'm going to be here whether I have one person here or I get 1,000 people here. I'm going to be here to tell my story, to hold conversations, and just to keep it real with you all, because I am open. So come in, because we're always open. So like I said before, you all have a great night. I do appreciate you all. I'm going to play my song and my outro one more time, and we're out of here. So good night.
Oh, mama slammed the door, said you ain't my problem no more. Backpack flat and empty to the core. 15 and the cold hit harder than truth. No bed, no love, just worn out shoes. They say kids should dream, not fight to survive. But I learned to hustle just to stay alive. 16 with a lease I forged in a shaky hand. Fake name, fake age, just to try and stand. $200 bought my first car in a world that don't care if you sink too far. But I rise, every tear made me tough. Pain wrote my story. They tried to break me, but I broke the mold. Made a home from hurt, turned lead into gold. Final 16 release, but I made it real. Grew up too fast, but I still feel that scared little girl with a fist in the rain, who turned every loss into burning flame. And I rise, still rising. Pain wrote my story, but strength made it rough. You can't make this stuff up. As I report from Detroit, better than reality TV. And anything you've ever seen, this deserves to be in the theaters on the big screen. Thank you for tuning in, the it's on the big screen. Thank you for tuning in, opinionated news to opinionated news. I think you'll be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, as the news will always be here. Because of you, my dreams will come true. Come true. Continue to tune in to opinionated news. The hottest news on the streets. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. You can't make this stuff up. As a report from Detroit, better than reality TV. And anything you've ever seen, this deserves to be in the theaters on the big screen. Thank you for tuning in, the it's on the big screen. Thank you for tuning in, opinionated news to opinionated news. I think you'll be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, as the news will always be here. Because of you, my dreams will come true.